heck did I tell?
The stage. You did not pick up your foot.
That I'm not used to being on stage, too. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I know that it's time to start, but I've done this enough to know we're going to wait about 5 minutes after the class, okay? They're in there eating dinner like, oh, I got to go, and they're trying to pay their bill, and we'll probably get about 10 more people, so y'all hold on. So in the meantime...
You can't lean on that.
Let me tell you a couple things real quick.
It's going to fall off.
Let me tell you a couple things real quick. All right, I started playing ukulele almost 10 years ago. And at that time, really nobody was really playing. And the only ukulele they had in Memphis was a Martin. And at that time, Martin, and I apologize because I don't try to talk bad about anybody, but at that time, Martin's product, it was an S1, and it was just total crap. They had gotten to the point where they weren't paying attention to the quality control, and I wasn't going to spend $380 on something that the bracing didn't even connect on the inside. But I went out and I started ordering online, like everybody else. And I had no one to play ukuleles with for almost 5 years. And I tried setting up programs. I was performing in Minnesota, I was doing some stuff, but I still didn't have anybody local to play. You're going to see where I'm going here in just a minute. So at that time, I started going to churches, anywhere I could go, putting out things saying, anybody want to learn ukulele? But what I was doing was I was searching for other people to play ukulele with. And I didn't have it. In my probably 6th year, a young lady who was a local talent that was playing, she had lost her job and she was trying to earn some money, so she said, I'm going to teach ukulele. And because she was a local celebrity, she had about 20 people in her class. Well, I paid the lady $10 a pop to take her class so that I could meet other people that played ukulele. And what has happened from there is this. I got 3 people that wanted to play outside. Then I got 5 people that wanted to play outside. Then I got 20 people that wanted to join me. I started doing my own arrangements because what happens is when you form a group, and you get out there and you put yourself out there and you do it in a group, you say, hey, we're playing, You Are My Sunshine, and you get 5 different copies and 5 different keys and nobody knows how to play it. So what I found easy was I went to play in Minnesota and one of the guys that was there was doing this arranging that I do. And I said, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So the next step was I went home and I started doing arranging songs and we started all playing them together. I went from 20 to 30 people. We are now at a point now in Memphis, Tennessee that on any Tuesday night, because we play every Tuesday night and I schedule these events around so I can be at home Tuesday night, we have anywhere from 65 to 100 people that join me. Now, if you're not friends with me on Facebook, look me up, let's be friends so you can see this. Now, why am I going through all this? I don't know where y'all live. Actually, I know where some of y'all live. I don't know where you live, but you may not have a ukulele group there. You can start one on your own. All it takes is take the material that I got you, offer a free class to teach people how to play anywhere, and pretty soon you'll have people playing ukulele with you. That's why I'm telling you all this, because if you don't have somebody to play ukulele with, you can get somebody. And all it is you have to put yourself out there and care. And once you have 5 people, the whole world opens up. You can play at retirement homes. You can play at hospitals. You can go to schools. We have a library program within Memphis that our Memphis Ukulele Flash Mob initiated. Went out, one of our local ladies is a librarian. I got with her and I said, I want to teach kids how to play for free. How can we do it through the library? She said, we need 30 ukuleles. We bought 30 ukuleles. We taught people how to teach how to play. They are out there volunteering with the library lady, and they have free classes for anybody that wants to learn in our city. There's 30 ukuleles, all 18 locations in our city of the Memphis Ukulele Flash Mob, the Memphis Public Library. Each one of the locations has 2 ukuleles. Anybody in that kid that walks in has a library card, they can check that ukulele out and learn how to play on the premises. So the point of this conversation is start your own uke clubs. Teach your own people and have fun. You can do it. I did it, y'all can do it. All right. I think we're ready. Y'all ready for a class? Yeah. All right. My job is a couple of things. My job is to encourage you to play in a way that's going to make it easier for you to play. Now, what does that mean? there's a certain way that all these instruments are actually designed to play. So what happens is, because ukulele's growing so fast, you look out and somebody goes, well, let me tell you what to do. I know how to play. Guys, if y'all just got in here, there's a booklet up here for you to take home. You can look at while you're here. It's all free. So y'all come up and get it for you. Okay. So the whole point to this is, way back when they were making instruments, they didn't just make the instruments and say, well, you know, we're going to make it this way and people can play it. What they did was they actually, over a period of hundreds of years, refined it to be played in a certain way to go with the way that you're actually built. Now, my class is putting the fun back into the fundamentals. That's form, upper body, and, well, let me open this up. Can you see it up here? Can you go to the next one?
Not if I don't go to the next page.
Okay. Now, I hope y'all love my little drawing that I did of the hand puppet there with the eyeballs. Okay, go just a little bit. Okay. Fundamentals, remember, form and holding your uke, upper body position, and the natural position of your chord arm and hand for maximum playability. I don't know if that's what it says, but I put it there. Okay. Now, I am going to do something that some of you may think is absolutely strange, but I'm going to assume you're an absolute beginner for the sake of when you get somewhere, you can do the same thing to teach somebody if you've already knows how to play. That's Southern boy. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to start from the very beginning because it's a one. Thank you. God, I love you people. Okay, now this is what's fun. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a ukulele. See how far we started on this? Okay, there's some things about this that you may not know, all right? Now, just for the fun of it, let's pretend that you just got it, you don't have any idea, and the reason I'm doing this is twofold. One is you may teach you some stuff about your ukulele you may not know. Second, like I said, everybody in here, more than likely, they're out there and everybody goes, you want to play ukulele? You take that third finger, you put it right there, that's a C. Start strumming, you're good! Okay? Way to go! You don't need me anymore. Well, let me tell you what. We're going to start from the beginning. I'm going to show you this ukulele. We're going to go from the top to the bottom. There's going to be a couple things you're going to go, I didn't know that. Okay, so let's do this. Take your ukulele, and let's start from the very beginning. Take your ukulele and turn it towards you. You're going to actually look at this thing and appreciate it for the wonderful thing that it is. Hey guys, there's class info up here if you want it. All right, and if you haven't got it and you're just watching the screen, before you leave, it'll be sitting right up here in the chair. All right, so you're looking at your ukulele. Let's go over the parts of this. The very top of it is a headstock, right? And you got your tuners. Is that right? Okay, we're going to go down a little bit. Let's go down this. So that very first thing that's there, if you look, most of y'all's are white. Mine's colored. It's made out of corian. But it's that's called a nut. Okay, go down a little bit further. That's your fretboard, right? Your fretboard, even though they're called frets, the actual frets are the wire pieces, if you didn't know that. You go all the way down to the main body. You've got an upper body, you've got a lower body, right? What's the top of this called? It's called a soundboard. Okay, you got your back, and you got your sound hole. Now, the way this thing is designed to work, a lot of people don't realize how it actually works. This down here is called a bridge, and this is called a saddle. The way this instrument actually works is, the body of your instrument is actually a box like a drum. Okay, so the strings that go from the bridge up through the nut, they rest on that saddle. So what happens is this, when you strum it, I knocked it out of tune. What's actually happening is the strings are running across that saddle, and as you make that noise, everybody try it. Look at it and play it. Look at it. Do you feel the vibration from the ukulele? Okay. Good job. Now, if what happens is the string itself actually picks up a vibration on that saddle. The sound is transferred to that saddle down to the, why is it called? Soundboard. The reason it's called a soundboard is because it vibrates. It's free. It has some bracing, but it picks up the vibrations from the strings, bounces it around in here, and it comes out the sound hole. How many people do that? Aha! So see, you learned something. So when you're playing, the weirdest thing in the world is all ukulele players, believe it or not, I'm getting ahead of myself, but when you're playing, your hand is actually over the sound hole, isn't it? Because the actual place for you to play is basically up here on the bridge. On the fretboard. Most people will think that they're supposed to play directly over the sound hole, so they hold their ukulele in a way where they're playing on sound. To play it actually the way you're supposed to play it, you're supposed to be able to hold it like this, traditionally, and play, which would put your hand right over the fretboard. Howdy, everybody. Y'all come on in. Okay, so we're looking at the instrument. Now, what does this have to pertain to what I'm teaching you? The very next step in this, and there's a method to my madness, everybody. There's a method, and what it means is I'm going to take you from the very beginning. I'm going to walk you through it, and then when we get done, the very first thing you're going to do is I'm working towards you playing and singing with me. That's our goal. The second goal is when you leave, you'll understand why everything works the way it does. Okay. Let's talk about the fact that, why am I showing you this? I'm showing you this because if you look at your ukulele, you start to realize that the way that they make the chord on paper directly pertains to this. So if you're looking at your ukulele like this, you look at the chord pattern, the anatomy of a chord, the actual chord itself. Yeah, you got the name of the chord, but underneath that, do you see those 3 dots? Do you see the thing underneath that? It's a line, right? What is that? No, that's the nut. So it's showing you this is where you begin in the anatomy of a chord. That very first thing up there under those circles is this. So what's that next little open space? That's the fret. Then the fret wire is that next line. Open fret, fret wire, open fret. So in essence, that little dot, it's telling you that you need to put something right there, right? Now, I know you kind of understand that. I know y'all been doing it. But that's the anatomy of a chord diagram. So if you want to teach somebody, you don't just say, hey, take your third finger and put it here. You show them this is the chord structure. And when you look at it, if you don't understand how to make that chord, what do? You flip your ukulele and go around, well, wait a minute. That F is there and there. How am I going to take this and put it where I'm supposed to do? That's our next step, right? Okay. Now, there's a couple things you have to understand. I've showed you why a chord structure is made the way it is. The next thing you need to understand is the way your body works. Sounds weird, doesn't it? But you do. Why do you need to know how your body works? And y'all excuse me while I put my strap. Hey, anybody that wasn't here 15 minutes ago, you missed me bust my backside on the stage. It was really cool. Nobody videoed, but by God, I got a 5-point landing. I stuck it too, didn't I? Stuck it. Okay, shows how unprofessional I really am. All right, so here's the deal. What am I working up to with this? There's a way to do everything, and there's a proper way to do everything, okay? Now, so I showed you how to kind of do the chord diagram, and I'm going to show you why, and we're going to get into the actual hand placement. All right, so your body is designed, thank you, thank you. Your body is designed to do some things. Now, just for reference, how many people ate breakfast this morning? Yeah, some of y'all, well, yeah, there you go. Okay, did anybody have a problem with your left or your right hand getting your food to your mouth? Anybody? So like when you sit there and you randomly just threw it over your shoulder this way? So you're sitting there and you're going, hey God, them some really good biscuits and gravy. I just, and your mouth's right. Okay. I know it sounds silly, but I'm not going to fall. I know it sounds silly. But the reason I'm asking you that is this. For some reason along the way, it became cool to hold your ukulele or your guitar like this and play like this. Okay, so when you're out there, everybody's playing. Now, I'm guilty of it. I'm telling you right now, I'm also guilty of putting my thumb where I should. But, so they're playing, and they're doing this. Now, if you've been doing that for a while, has anybody ever had a pain in their thumb? Has anybody ever had a pain right here? Okay, your body's not designed to do that. Believe it or not, everybody take your chord hand, and mine's my left, take your chord hand, okay? Kind of relax it down like this. Now, don't lift it towards your mouth, lift it this way, and turn your hand, okay, so everybody look at it like this, right? Now, turn your hand this way. Where do you feel pressure? Right here. All along here. You know why? Because you're not designed to throw food over your stupid shoulder. You're designed to take. Now, everybody, take your hand and relax it. Take your hand and relax it. Bring it up like this. Take your hand and put it to your mouth. Now, is that comfortable? Silly, isn't it? But it's the truth. Is that comfortable? If you hold your instrument the way I'm fixing to tell you how to hold it, this is the way you're supposed to play it. You'll knock out a lot of pain if you do this. That's a 30-degree angle. Way back when they started designing all these instruments and they said, okay, I'm going to make a guitar, and that's where all this came from. What they did is, if you've ever seen a classical guitarist, what they do is they take that leg and they have it on a stand. And they have it on a stand, and that guitar is sitting on their leg, and that guitar is like this. And you're going, that's weird because, you know, dude from Aerosmith, he rocks like this. Because, you know, that's cool and he makes $1 gazillion. But the way you're supposed to do it, the actual form in doing it is your ukulele is supposed to be at about a 30-degree angle. Okay? Now here's something else. This is another thing real quick. When I start going through and I talk about natural position of your arms and natural positions of your fingers and all this kind of stuff, I'm doing it because in the long run, not only will it make you a better player, if you practice, because it will feel weird a little bit if you've been doing it that way all along, but number two, it's easier. Once you start realizing how to make your chords and how you should make your chords, or you're supposed to, with your hand the way it's supposed to be, it's easier. And that's what it's all about. It's about the fun. I mean, crap, if your hand's hurt and you can't play, you can't go down to Joe's Barbecue and have some, well, we have that in the South. I don't know what y'all have up here. You got like, you wouldn't go to the IGA and eat, would you? What would you do? I mean, anyway. So, well, I might. Okay, so here's the thing. Let's see how many people do this. Let's pretend that everybody just got their nails done. So how would you look at your hands, your chord hand, if you got your nails done? Okay, now, every time I do this, it's the same way. All the women go, huh? All the men go, well, yeah. So you know what that caused? That caused me to draw a hand puppet with some eyes on it to explain this next little bit. Okay, so everybody make a hand puppet. See, Mr. Oh, hello. How y'all doing? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Why am I making you do this? Okay, take that hand puppet, turn it around and look at you. Tell yourself howdy. I want to hear howdy. Howdy, yeah, okay. Now, with that hand puppet, what you're going to do, first time we're going to get into the ukulele itself, take your ukulele, take that hand puppet so that he's looking at you comfortably, and put your ukulele just inside his mouth. You're feeding your ukulele to your hand. Let's hope you got nice hands. Now, do you see that everybody right now, look around. You've got, all of you got that little angle. It doesn't have to be too extreme. You can. Doesn't have to be. But it needs to be all right here. Now, is that comfortable? Kind of is, isn't it? Now, here's the other thing. Now this is for proper thumb placement. You just want to put the instrument just inside his mouth so that his top fingers, like that, his top fingers are right on the neck. Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? Everybody turn around and tell them howdy. Howdy! Yeah. Okay, so that was awesome! Y'all act like you're from my part of the world. We're all going to get some biscuits and gravy after this. Okay, now, so you're just going to put the instrument just inside his mouth so that your fingers line up with the top of the neck, top of the fretboard. You understand what I mean? Look where your thumb is. I'm not tripping, I promise. Look where your thumb is. Do you notice it's on the back of the instrument? One of the key problems that everybody has, me including, is what they do is they play their chords with their thumb like this. Now, people make D chords that way. I see, and you lose a whole lot of time in chord transition when you do that. But you're going to play with your thumbs over this. Well, the first thing you're going to do is about 3 weeks to a month after that, you're going to say, I can't play because my hand hurts. I don't know why my hand hurts. Here's the other reason. So you got your hand like this, you got your thumb back here, everything's comfortable. For some reason, when you're a new person playing, you think, oh my God, I got to press as hard as I can because I want that note to be clear. Guess what? You're going to hurt your hand doing that too. And remember this, if I don't teach you anything else, listen to this. You only press as hard as you need to get a chord. So in other words, right here, hear that? I am barely pressing on my strings. Everybody try it. Just barely press and keep going until you get a chord. You're probably playing way too hard as a beginner. Oh, that's so pretty. Do you see what I mean? Take the tension off and put it back on and go back and forth and just kind of pay attention to where you're playing that chord. Do you understand that a ukulele doesn't take a lot of tension, especially with the strings that you use. Steel strings actually take more tension. This doesn't. Okay. Now, we talked about where the instrument's supposed to be. We talked about the anatomy of the instrument itself. We talked about the fact that everybody made a hand puppet because that hand puppet with the instrument just inside his mouth is proper hand placement for your chord. Now, let's talk about the natural position. We talked about the natural position of you holding your arm so that it comes up here to a 30 degree. But what about when you're making a chord? So one more time, everybody look at that hand puppet. Do you see that hand puppet? Now kind of fold your fingers down so you can see your fingers. That's the natural position of your hand, is it not? Why in the world somebody makes chords where their fingers are all twisted around blows my mind. It's just one of those things you're sitting there going, that man's making a G chord with his finger over top the other one. What in the heck is he doing? But it's the way he taught himself because he doesn't know any different. I'm fixing to show you something here real quick. Okay, take that, put him back in the mouth of the puppet. See that? Now, move your first finger over to the nut of the instrument. Do you notice that your fingers kind of go along the frets? Your fingers kind of natural. I know everybody's got bigger and smaller hands, but bear with me a little bit. Your fingers kind of go along the path of each fret. That's the natural position for your hand. So when somebody tells you to take your third finger and put it on the third fret, it's almost there, is it not? Okay, so we're actually going to start with this C chord. And I'm going to show you why I'm doing all what I'm doing with the natural position. So take that third finger or your fourth finger. As you progress, believe it or not, it's actually even better to use your pinky for a C chord. Frees up your other hand, frees up your other fingers. You believe that? But it does. Okay. Just for fun, everybody take that third finger. Now, you count from the floor up, your strings. Those of you that don't know this, if you ever go to another class, somebody tells you to take that first string, you're not going to start at the top, you're going to start at the floor. So it's first, second, and third, fourth string. So when I'm counting strings up here, let me emphasize this just a little bit. If you're counting strings, that first string is where? That's right. It doesn't start at the top, it starts at the floor. So take that third finger, or your pinky if you want to start now, put it on the first string on the third fret. Now here's something really important. Relax. Absolutely relax. I mean, oh my God, all you're doing is playing a ukulele. Have fun with it and relax. I get more people that I'm teaching that are like, oh my God. I mean, their whole body goes inward. It's like, oh my God. And they hadn't even made a strum yet. And they're going, I can't. This is terrible. And I'm going, hey, relax. Everybody starts somewhere. We have people that come to my Tuesday nights that don't even know how to play. And the first thing I tell them is, hey guys, if you don't know what you're doing, you got 100 people in the room. Play a C and sing like crazy. And it works every time. Ain't nobody here playing, see? Okay, long story short. Third finger, first string, third fret. Now, yeah, is that a C chord? It is. Now, as I go through these chords, I'm also going to teach you how to strum. And the fun thing about this is if you follow my method, if you follow my madness, if you follow my madness and my method, and you get out there and you do this, and you're going, he took me from the headstock on the ukulele till we were all playing a song together. Because that's your goal. Your end goal, there's people that do weeks of ukulele class. That's great. But your whole goal is to teach people to have fun, teach them to relax. Notice the order I'm going in. And the third thing is you're going to show them what they need for them to go where they are. I've taught classes for 5 weeks. After the second week, you know what happens? I got 2 people sitting in the class because the people learn what they want to learn and they're at home doing what they want to do. So the priority in this is honestly for you to get people going and get yourselves going, show them how to read the chords, show them how to strum, teach them some songs, and then say, all right, let's go. Next week we're going to get up and we're going to play a song together. That's just my own personal experience. So everybody make a C chord. Third finger, first fret, third fret.
Show them.
Now, that's exactly right. But I didn't say strum. Now, there's a basic way to strum. There's a basic way to do everything. I'm going to start with the easiest. And remember this. Honest to God, remember this. If this is all you do from the time you start learning the ukulele till the time that God says, guys, you're going to play ukuleles up at the big house, it's okay. Because it doesn't matter how you play, it matters the way you play the way you want to play. Everybody out there thinks you got to be fancy. Let me read this to you. It's called the KISS theory. Everybody know the KISS theory? Keep it simple, and of course, in this day and age, we don't say stupid, but keep it simple. And I say keep it simple and strum. Everyone always wants to learn the most complicated ways to strum a particular piece of music. The reality of it is, when beginning to play, as well as throughout your life of playing the ukulele, sometimes the simplest of strums is the best way of achieving a sound you are striving for. The goal is always whatever sounds best to you and to make a song your own. Does that make sense? I live by that. I'm just a little southern boy from Memphis, Tennessee, and if you notice, I've got one set of strums, and that's what I do. I just modify it. Okay? All this stuff where you're out there and you're looking at all these different places online, they tell you, down, up, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down. That's all great, but about 2 weeks into playing the ukulele, you're through with it. Because it served its purpose. It taught you how to play, but you take a song. When you're at home and you pull out "You Are My Sunshine," chances are you're going to play it the way you want to play it. That's what it's all about. All right, so I'm going to give you the basics. This is fun. Everybody make a C chord. Okay, everybody make a C chord. Now, you got that at a 30-degree angle. Got your hand where you're supposed to be. It's relaxed. You got your thumb on the back. I'm going to try. Because, I'm supposed to walk the walk that I talk, right? Now, next thing you're going to do is this. You're going to take your playing hand. You're going to point out this way. See that? Yeah. Good job. Why are y'all pointing the wrong way? Anyway, so you point this way. Aha! You bring your hand around. Now, see that nail on your index finger? You're just going to take that nail on your index finger. You're going to turn your hand over. And you're just going to strum. Relax. Let me tune my yoke since I big butt fell on All right, everybody look up here. Ready? We're going to go around, turn our hand around, and we're just going to use the nail of our index finger. Ain't that cute? Look at this. Okay. We're going to strum. What we're going to do is this. We're going to go strum. Strum. Just down. Okay, everybody, hold on. Sir, you're off key. I'm just playing. I'm not pointing at anybody. Okay. Let's do a little slow. What is the goal of this at the moment? It's to show you how to strum, but I want you to listen to each other because you're playing in a group. And for God's sake, if you ever come to Memphis and there's 3 different beats in the room, just God forgive me, okay? But everybody listen to everybody. Make it sound together. Come on. Louder. Come on. There it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. Now, listen to this. Listen to this. That basic form of strum is really all you ever need. Okay? It really is. And it should be the basis of whatever you do in your future. You're always going to strum it the way you want to, but what you're remembering is it's not necessarily the strum. It's the beat. Does that make sense? That beat, whatever it is in any music that you do, is the driving force of every single piece of music. So whatever music you play, you got to find that beat. So sometimes if you're sitting there, and you go, I keep a close watch. I mean, you got to feel the beat. So that's why I start with a single strum, because there's a method to it. It's not just sitting there and going, well, there we go, yeah. No, there's a beat. So find the beat to that song, okay? Now I'm going to show you something else. Everybody start strumming. If you strum down, your natural inclination is to strum up. So now we're going to go. Just take your finger and come up. Down, up, down, up, down, up. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You hear it? Do you hear the beat? Oh my gosh, and you're still going. Everybody hold on. Now, the whole fun about this is, it's not that you're not learning how to play, and it's not that you're not figuring out how to do an out and upbeat. I'm going to teach you how to do something called a cowboy strum. This is the most simplistic strum. They've played this for 200 years, people. But it's called the cowboy strum, and it's because it's the most simplistic form of strum that you can do. People call it a bum ditty. If you play a banjo or a banjo ukulele, they teach you about bum ditties for doing your finger picking. Man, that was really bad. I'm so sorry. Finger picking. Not finger picking. Finger picking. Finger licking is when you got some chicken. Okay, now, so it's called the basic strum. These old westerns, when you did it, you see these guys playing a guitar and they're doing this little western strum. So, here we go. Take my butt. I'm sorry. Now, hey, I feel you. I might do it anyway. Okay, but what you're going to do is this. Before you start that down strum, everybody just hit that 4th string or the 3rd. Doesn't matter, but you got to relax. So it's just, don't hit the whole thing. Just, hear that? Now what you're going to do is you're going to hit it, then down, then up. So hit, down, up. Hit, down, up. Hit, down, up, top, down, up, top. No, hang on a second. Y'all just going down and up, I see you. Okay, now look. We're going to break it down, make it slow. All you're doing is hitting that top string. You're just hitting the top string. Around the top. I tell everybody around because nobody hits it perfect, but you're just going to top, down, up, top, down, up. Do it with me. Top, down, up. The down and up are complete strums. That make sense? Anybody confused? There we go. All right, so top, down, up, top, down, up. top. I hear it for him. We almost got it. Oh my goodness, y'all are getting there. Now, everybody hang on just a second. This is what it's going to sound. Everybody hang on. This is what it's going to sound like. Out on the plain, down near Santa Fe, I met a cowboy riding the range one day as he rode along. It's a cowboy strum. Is y'all ready to try it? Yeah. Okay. Am I learning you something new? Yeah. Good deal. Now do this for me. Take this little sheet if you're looking at them, and if you're looking up at the front, that's cool. We're going to go to the next page. Now what is that? That's right. It's You Are My Sunshine. So, I'm going to show you how my arrangements work. My arrangements are, you start at the top and you read it like a book and you go down. Okay? So if you're looking up here and you see it, you're going to just read it like a book. You Are My Sunshine. When it's time to change chords, that next chord's going to be sitting there. Okay? So if we're learning the basics, let's start doing this little cowboy strum. Look at my feet. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do it slow. 1. Hit down, hit down, top down. Oh my gosh, y'all are awesome. Here we go. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me. Ah, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, y'all supposed to be beginners. What are you doing going to that next chord? You don't know that next chord, you're beginners. Oh my goodness. So, now here we're going to get into proper hand placement. Alright? Proper hand placement for the next chord. What do we do? Right, Mr. Puppet. We put Mr. Puppet, put the ukulele in his mouth. Now, if you were just playing this chord, and you wanted to keep your hand in the natural position, that first finger is going to be on the first fret, second string, right? Now, just go ahead and put it on for a second. And notice that your hand has that natural curl. You don't want to press hard. It's got that natural curl to it. But if you look down, do you still see your puppet's mouth? You still see his head? Like you just got your nails done? That's what you want. That's natural hand position. So if you make the second part of that F chord is where you take your second finger and you put it up on that second fret, fourth string, relax, look at your hand. Is it still in that same position? It is, right? That's the natural position when you're making a chord. So as we go along and I show you these chords, I'm going to show you how it actually is going to make it less painful for you to play, especially on a D chord, because that's the last chord we're going to learn. Okay? Now, who's out here has played a baritone? Y'all going to have to suffer through, because y'all got different chords. So I apologize ahead of time. But, okay, although the C chord on a baritone is an F chord on the ukulele. All right, so here we go. Now, what you need to think about as a player is, now that you've gotten to the point that you're playing, you've got everything where it's supposed to be, the very next thing that you need to learn is accuracy and speed of chord transition. So, if your third finger is making a C chord, where's the rest of your fingers? You see them? Well, what is that? It's right there to make an F chord, is it not? It's actually almost in the perfect position, and no offense to anybody, but it's actually in almost the perfect position to make an F chord. That's what you need to be thinking about as you're progressing through your music and you're learning and you're improving and you're moving forward on how to play. It's chord transitions, because I want to go from point A to point B as fast as I can so I can get that song out. Is that right? Right. Okay. Everybody still having fun? Yeah. All right. Good job, whoever you are. All right, so Let's start with that C. Top, down, top, down. Kind of helps if you sway a little bit. Now we'll start singing. 1, 2. Everybody sing. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Here we're going to go to that F. You make me happy. Oh, listen to you. Top down, never know dear, how much I love you. Please don't take you did it again. You don't know what a G7 or a G chord is. You're beginners. Well, actually, you're pressing the heck out of me. So there. I'm such a good teacher. This next chord is a little more complicated. It's a little bit more complicated. It's not as hard as a B flat, good Lord, but by God, or an E. But if you never learned how to play before, I'm going to show you how I make a G chord, and I'm going to tell you why. That G chord, everybody with me? Everybody with me? Howdy? Okay. That G chord, we're going to put it up here. Now, take your first finger. Everybody ready? You may already do this. Take your first finger, put it on the 2nd fret, 3rd string, counting from the floor. Take your second finger, put it on the 1st string, 2nd fret. Take your third finger, put it on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. Now, with the natural arch of your fingers, look down. What's it doing? It's still the same shape of your hand, is it not? Your hand, it may look kind of weird, but look at it. Your hand is still actually, from this angle, you can see that those 4 fingers are kind of lined up the way they're supposed to be. There's only a couple of chords where it doesn't do that I'm going to show you. But for the most part, your hand's not going to hurt after you get done if you do this. Does that make sense? Do you see what I'm trying to teach you? Whenever in life you look at your chord hand and you're going to try to do a new chord, if you got your hand where it looks like a twisted up chicken leg and a lawnmower, something wrong. Okay. Now, in your chord transition, what you do when you go to that G is you're going to rotate your hand down. So your hand is actually in that F position. You're going to rotate your hand down because those fingers that are already up there just go right down to those strings, those first 2 parts of that G, and then just add your 3rd finger. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah. You just rotate your hand. That's the quickest way for your transition. Now, did anybody learn how to do a different G right now? There we go. Is that better for you? No. Okay. Now, why did I ask that? Because inevitably, after we get through this class, somebody's going to come up and go, hey, look, that hurts. And I'm going to go, hey, listen, do it the way you're used to doing it. The reason is because no matter what I show you here, if it hurts you to do that, by God, do it the way you've been doing it. But try, because you'll find out that a lot of stuff I'm teaching you will make it easier for you to play. All right. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to sing a song. How many people want to try that cowboy strum again? Down, 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 top. Oh my God, this is beautiful. 1, 2, everybody sing. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Stop. Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen, you have all just completed the first international song as a ukulele player. Congratulations! I think everybody, this is the first song they always teach, just because, I don't know, it's tradition. For 10 years, every time someone wanted to learn, I learned this song. And I got to tell you personally, I am so sick of this song. Oh, God. And then, to make it matters worse, we volunteer, we go out and we stand in the street as people go and they run a marathon. So the St. Jude Marathon in Memphis, Tennessee, we're at the 20-mile mark. The 20-mile mark. I couldn't do the 3-foot mark. And these people are running, and we're standing out there. You are my sunshine, my only. And you point at them as they go by. You are my sunshine. And they're like, yay! And I'm like, dude, number one, you don't realize just how bad we suck. But number two, how in the world after 20 miles can you do that? But that song, everybody knows it. And they all smile. Some of them dance. Some of them everything, because people know that song. So it's the easiest thing to learn in general. So when you're teaching people how to play ukulele, that's the go-to song, okay? Use my book, show them how to do it. Now, let's play the whole song. Now let me tell you something else why I don't like the song. It's a sad song. It's heartbreaking. It's also kind of about a little stalkerish too. The guy's actually a little bit of a stalker. I'm gonna go get you because you don't look.
Hey, Pete.
So, what time is it?
It's 10:47.
We're good. Okay. All right. You're gonna sing your first song, which you've probably done already. Down, down, hit the basket. Hit, down, hit. Ready? 1, 2, everybody sing. You are my sunshine. There it is. You make me happy. Sing it like you mean it. players, even though I'm pretty sure you've always been ukulele players. Two things to realize. Some of you play with your thumb. If you didn't realize in the middle of all this, I showed you how to play where you don't hurt your thumb. People that play really hard lose part of their thumb. It also slows down their playing ability. I taught you how to use your fingernail because your fingernail is going to be a little bit better. And some of you that really play, you can go out and get a little coating on your fingernail and use it like a pick. Do not use a pick. Some of you use a pick. I don't encourage picks. I encourage not to use them only because ukuleles do not have pick guards. You want to go put a pick guard on it, save your ukulele? Cool. Use a pick all day. Number two, old traditional ukulele players told you do not use a strap. You have to hold it like this. I tell everybody, use a strap because it frees up your chord hand. There is everybody that's out there that doesn't have a strap, you're using your hand to hold up your ukulele, interferes with your chord playing. All right. Do that all in there really quick. Do what?
It also interferes with your drinking.
It does. Some of us are smart and put it in a camel and have it ready. All right. Now, last song, and this is the end of the class. The last song is what? That's right. You know why? It's got a D chord. So real quickly, because I only got a few minutes and we're going to enjoy playing this song. There's several ways to make a D chord. All of them are good. Whatever works for you. But I'm going to show you the way you should make it because it's going to make it easier on you. Okay. I might have confused a few of you, so you got to follow me through. How many people know how to make a G7? Make a G7 on your ukulele. A G7, for those of you that don't know, a G7 is your first finger is going to be on the second string, first fret. Your second finger is going to be on the third string, second fret. Third finger is going to be on first string, second fret. Right? Easy to do, isn't it? Okay. Take that and move it up one string. Move the whole arrangement up to your second, third, and fourth string. That's called an F sharp minor. But still a G7 shape, right? Take your first finger, slide it between the other two on that second fret. It's absolutely easy once you figure it out. Now, a lot of people, you will line all three fingers up on that chord. If you have tiny fingers, unlike me, you will be able to do it. I can't do it. This is an old guitar trick. You take that G7 shape. Everybody listen. Make that G7 shape on the second, third, and fourth string. Take your index finger, just move it a half, an eighth of an inch. You're in the second fret. Now, I know it feels a little uncomfortable, but the reason that's cool is because you can go straight from there to an A shape to an F shape, and you don't have to move your fingers. Yes, I can. All right. Do you know how to make a G7? G7, go up and make an F sharp minor chord, which is moving everything up one string, second, third, and fourth string. So it's like this. And then all you do is take your index finger, tuck it in there. Can everybody kind of do that? Man, y'all are sweet! All right, so guess what? I didn't teach you how to do an A7. I figured y'all would figure that one out. Y'all are smart, industrious people that are ukulele players. Now, let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm using a modified cowboy strum. That's all I'm doing. All I ever do is modify that particular strum, and I'm going to play it your way. So, hit down, hit down, hit down. 1, 2, 1, 2. Everybody sing. I hear that train coming. Yes, there you go. Oh yeah. Oh, sing it like you mean it. There it is. And time keeps dragging on. up, Pastor.
Probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. But I know I had it coming.
Yeah.
I know I can't be free.
But
Those people keep up
feel the beat.
and that's what tortures me.
Oh man, y'all doing so good.
They freed me from this prison. If that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. I hit that lonesome whistle, blow my blues away.
1, 2, everybody stop. Yeah! Let me hear it, yay! Yeah! Okay, one thing you need to listen. This is very important. I've been teaching you all day to keep your fingers on the fretboard. The last thing I'm going to tell you is sometimes it's fun to take them off. Meaning, gives it a different sound. Or you can do this. So when we play Johnny Cash, I'm taking my second and third finger and I'm lifting off. You hear it? No. Have fun with it. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been wonderful. Thank you. Y'all are awesome. If you have any questions, I'm available. Play you to it. But y'all come visit us at Memphis. Plenty of time to party. Hey, listen. Those of you that came in late, the class has a handout. It's free. It's up here in this chair. If you didn't get one, or if you didn't get one earlier, they're here until the next class. So y'all come up and get you one. If you want to know about websites, you can get all the free material, like this booklet. Come see me.